All right, folks, welcome back to my channel. Today we're roasting up some Cornish hens, stuffed with a dirty rice, covered with a garlic honey butter glaze sauce. I'm Mike G, and this is Flavor Foodie. Let's get started. Welcome back to my channel, guys. I'm Mike G, and this is Flavor Foodie. I hope you've had a wonderful weekend and a holiday weekend at that. Also, today, these are our ingredients that we'll be using to roast our beautiful, succulent, tasty Cornish hen stuffed with a dirty rice that we'll be using to stuff the Cornish hens with. And also, we'll be seasoning our Cornish hens with some really beautiful garlic honey glaze on top of that, and it's just going to make the skin nice and tight and delicious. It's going to be succulent and it's not going to be overcooked. I'll give you all that information down below in the description box. These are my Cornish hens. I've already washed and cleaned them and sitting out for a little bit so they could dry out a little bit more. I want to make sure that they stay tender when I cook them. So I'll prepare my rice now. I'm doing a wild brown rice along with a white rice. I'm blending the two. I'm going to cook this in my rice cooker to expedite time a little quicker. I want to get it done so I can stuff it because after all, I still have to cook the chicken livers as well. Very beautiful, delicious rice, wild rice with that. And I have some black rice in there also. I made some garlic basil oil to use for certain dishes. I'm going to use this so I can cook my chicken livers with, and I'll use some of this seasoning, Maggi seasoning. It's really good. It brings out a lot of flavor, so we got to use it very lightly. I have also put the ingredients on the screen so you can see the other seasonings that I'll be using for these chicken livers. The chicken livers up throughout the process while I'm cooking them, and I'll saute them down very little to add my vegetables in. I chopped up some green pepper along with red pepper, onions, and along also with some celery. This will help kind of like bring out the flavor with everything that's added to the seasoning along with these chicken livers. I'll chop these up in the skillet with the rest of the vegetables until they get sauteed like. As you can see, it's turning out wonderful. And I'm going to stuff those Cornish hens with this rice. I'm going to also, when I set the plate up, I'll sit them on the rice as well so that there's extra rice. But this is very delicious. Chop up a little bit of this rosemary. I got a little bit of sage. I'll put thyme in it along with. I love fresh herbs in my cooking. That aromatic of the herbs always bring out the flavor of what you're cooking. I don't care how you cut it. You can put 1,000 seasonings on top of something that's surface. This is going to be my rub for the Cornish hens. I'm going to do a softened butter along with all the herbs. And this softened butter with the herbs, I'm going to blend that together. Rub the Cornish hens down with this herbal butter, and this will give it a very tasty and succulent taste inside the skin and on the outside. forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment, guys. I'd love to hear from you. We'll add a little bit of paprika because we do need that too. Give it a little bit more color. So it'll give it a little bit more tint to our skin as we continue to baste it every 15 minutes. This is going to cook approximately for at least 45 to about 50 minutes, depending on the temperature you use. I'm going to set my oven to about 350. I add a little bit of water out to my skillet. Give it a little messy sometime. When you put on some gloves, you can get down with this. It's a lot of goodness to it. I'd like for you guys to try the recipe because I'd like to hear from you and see how your recipe turned out cooking these Cornish hens. I'll sit them on a rack. I want to sit them up because I don't want them sitting down. I want the bottom part of them to steam and cook as well. I don't just want the top to get brown. I want the bottom to get brown just as well. And I'll sit them up and cook them in this skillet along on this rack. Now I've already added my garlic honey glaze. It's a very buttery honey glaze and it tightened up the skin. It looks sticky, it's tasty, the meat is moist, the skin is nice and tight, paper thin just like I like it. Cornish hens are very moist. These are so delicious. I'd hope you try the recipe at home, you and your family. I'm sure you'll enjoy this recipe. Make this for guests. This is a good recipe for when you're having a date with your significant other. You have that date with your significant other. You want to do something really special. And if they like chicken or Cornish hens, this would be one of those dishes that I would do on a date. I like the steak and things, and we're going to get into that too soon, the steak and grilling the steak. But I'm talking about making something for a simple night candlelight dinner that's not too heavy, but light. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. I'm always looking to hear from you. It's delicious. As you can see, that rice is very seasoned. It's seasoned very well. It tastes very good. The Cornish hen is very moist. Very moist. It's soft. It's buttery. It's melting in my mouth. Oh yeah. It's not dried out, any of that. I don't know if a lot of you Gen X out there remember a franchise restaurant used to be called Chicken George, and that's why I first learned about dirty rice. And it was some of the best chicken I've ever eaten in a long time. It was just good chicken. Again, I'm Mike G. This has been Flavor Foodie. I hope you enjoyed my channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment, guys. I look forward to hearing from you and seeing whether or not you've tried the recipe. Night would go very well with a dish like this. Try it and see if you like it. Make sure you give me a shout. Until next time, Happy New Year to you and your family, and I hope you have the most prosperous and healthy New Year for you and your family. Much love, peace, and God bless. I'm Mike G, and this is Flavor Foodie, and you've been flavorized.